In today's class, detailed estimation of RCC slab culvert and RCC overhead tank is discussed. Let us first start with the detailed estimation of RCC slab culvert. Now, what is a culvert? Culvert is a structure which is constructed when a stream crosses a road. Now, before starting the detailed estimation, let us see a three-dimensional construction sequences of RCC slab culvert. Let us look at the picture. Now, here you can see the foundation. The foundation consists of a channel shape. So, this web portion, this one is the abutment portion, and this is called a return or wing wall. This return is 90 degrees, that is perpendicular to the abutment. So, when it is perpendicular to the abutment, we call it as return. We can also call this as a wing wall. Now, this is the bottom plane or bottom view of the foundation. Now, over this you can see here, this is the abutment. On either side you will have two abutments, and this is again return. So, this is your CC bed below the abutments. Now, here you can see this one is a return or wing wall, we call it as. Here also you will have, so totally 1, 2 on this side, another 2 on the other side, and you have two abutments, and above this you have slab. Generally these abutments are constructed either with brick masonry or stone masonry, and above the abutments you have bearings, and over the bearings you have the slab. This is the slab portion coming. Now, over this you can see here, these two, this side and this side, you have the parapet wall, and this parapet wall you have a blue strip, vertical strip. Here you can see this one is called curb. So, here this is a raised portion above the slab, and over this slab again wearing coat with cement concrete will come, and this side and this side, on both these sides the gap is filled with earthwork, and the earthwork is compacted in layers, and the roadway is this direction. This is the roadway. Now, you can see here this stream, the water in the stream will pass through this vent. This is the vent. So, here the opening is covered with the slab, so we call it as a slab culvert, and in the last class you have studied about the pipe culvert. Now, in this you can see, so this is the direction of roadway. So, this is the three-dimensional constructional image of RCC slab culvert. Now, you can see here, look at this plan. In examination generally you will get the plan, off sectional plan at bottom, off sectional plan at top. Now, you can see here, so this one is the trench, excavated trench, which is filled with CC bed. Then you have offsets all round the abutments, and this dashed line hatched portion is, this one is return and this one is abutment. And now this one is the offset, and this offset is here you can see 700 is the width of the trench, and that 700 minus 400, 150 on either side, and this 1200 is the length of the return. This 1200 is the length of the return. Now, you can see on off section plan at top. Now, here this dashed line is the plan of abutment and return, and also the CC bed. Now, this one is a parapet wall. This one is a parapet wall, and this offset is the projection, that is called the curb width. Curb width is given here. Here also you will get one parapet wall on either side, and the distance between the curb is 4000, that is 4 meters is the width. Then this is the sectional elevation. You can see the sectional elevation. See, this is the width of the foundation for abutment 700, and over the CC bed the construction of abutment is started, and this red line, this line shows the ground level. Below the ground level you have a depth of 300 plus 300, 600 is the depth of excavation, and you can see here this is the slab, and this slab is provided with reinforcement, right. The next, below the ground level, in between the abutment, the portion is provided with the stone pitching to avoid the scouring due to the water flowing over the bed of the river or bed of the stream. Now you can see here this one, this is the parapet wall, this is the parapet wall, and the length of the parapet wall is 4.9 meters, this one from here to here, and the height is 600 above the road level and 800 above the wearing court. Now with this background, we will go to the step by step estimation of RCC slab culvert. Now look at the estimation. Now you can see here the first item in this estimation is earthwork in excavation foundation. Now again foundation, you have this one abutments. Abutments, two abutments are there. For the two abutments the length is 5.10, 0.70, 0.7 is the breadth, and then 0.6, so which comes around 4.28 cubic meters. Then wing walls you have 4, so it is 1.2. 1.2 is the projection, that is the length, and 0.7 is the breadth, and the trench is 0.6 meters below the ground level. So the quantity comes around 2.02. So the total quantity of earthwork excavation is 6.30. So this is the earthwork excavation item. And the next item is CC bed, cement concrete, 1:3:6 in foundation. So this item is calculated for abutments as well as for wing walls. Wing walls means that return. So abutment is again for two abutments are there. So the length of the abutment is 5.10. 5.10. So let us again look at the picture. See here this one. Now you can see here, this is the length of the abutment, 5.10, this one, right. Again you can see here this 1900 minus 700, so you will get 1200 is the projection of, that is the length of the abutment from here to here, that. So 5.1, then 0.7, then 0.3. 0.3 is the thickness of CC bed below the abutment. So the quantity comes around 2.14 cubic meters. The dimensions are given in meters. So then next one is wing wall. 4 wing walls are there. 1.2 is the length, 0.7 is the width, and the thickness is 0.3. So the quantity comes around 1.01. So total 3.15 cubic meters. So this is the CC bed provided below the abutment and wing wall, and the quantity is 3.15. So the next one is first class brickwork in cement mortar with 1:4. See the abutments, wing walls, they may be either constructed in RR masonry, that is random rubble masonry, or it may be constructed with brickwork. So the quantity of abutments, you can see here, for 2 abutments it is calculated. For 2 abutments it is 4.8. So you can just see that length of the CC bed is 5.1. So if you just deduct the projections, of 0.3, you will get 4.8 meters. Now let us look at the picture here. Now you can see here this one. This is the 4.8 meters is the length of the abutment, which is obtained by subtracting the offsets of 0.3 from 5.1 meters, that is the length of the CC bed. So this comes around 5.8. Similarly, you can also calculate the length of the return also, and you can see here the width of the abutment is 400. Width of the abutment is 400, and you can see the height of the abutment is 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters. So this is the height in 3-dimensional picture. Now you can see here, now the quantities of various for various components. Abutments, 2 abutments are there. So 4.8 is the length. Then this is 0.4 is the width, then 1.5 meters is the height. So the quantity is 5.76. The next wing walls. Wing walls, 4 wing walls are there. So it is 1.2. Then this one is 0.4 is the width, and again the height is height of the wing wall 0.6. This comes around 2.88. The next parapets up to curb. Parapets up to curb is brick masonry is also used for construction of parapet walls. So 2 on either side, 4.7 into 0.4, then this one is the 0.3. So this comes around 1.13. Then parapet above the curb, 2 with 4.7 meters length, 0.3, then 0.5, height is 0.5, so it is 1.41. The next, first class brickwork in cement mortar 1:4. Parapet coping, see over the top of the parapet wall a projection is provided. So for that 2 on either side with a length of 4.9, breadth is 0.4, height is 0.1, so the quantity is 0.39. So total is 11.57. Now from this you have to deduct the bearings for the RCC slab. Now just look at the picture. Now this one here, this portion is the bearing of the slab. For this much of quantity you have to deduct from the total quantity calculated. So the deduction for bearing of RCC slab in abutments is 2 with 4.8, then 0.3 is the width and thickness is 0.2. So this comes around 0.57. So total net quantity is 11 cubic meters. The next RCC work with 1:2:4 in slab excluding steel. So the quantity of cement concrete is calculated for the slab. So the slab is one number. So the length is 4.8, then the width is 2.1 and 0.2 is the height, that is means thickness of the slab. So the quantity is 2.02 cubic meters. Now the next over the slab a cement concrete wearing coat with 1:2:4. You can see here one number 4 meters with 2.3 and 0.1 is the thickness. The total quantity is 0.92. So this is the quantity of wearing coat over the slab which is provided over the abutments. So now next one is dry stone pitching. Dry stone pitching within the 2 abutments. Dry stone pitching within the 2 abutments. You can see here the length is 4.8 meters and in between the abutments the width is 1.5 and the thickness is 0.3. So the quantity is 2.16. This is the total quantity of dry stone pitching. Now let us have one examination problem over RCC slab culvert. Now let us see the picture.